Hi there, I'm Beetlejuice from Reddit's Book and Age Shaving Forum, and this is one of my Shave of the Day videos. It's been a while since I've done one of these, simply because, well, life happens, and go figure. Unlike, a lot of the forever loans and saps on Reddit, I'm actually in possession of some semblance of a life. Kidding. I'm in IT, I have no life, really. So I got back from vacation about 2 weeks ago to Paris and did some skulking around and found a razor shop, thiers-issard. And, excuse me, just re-wetting my beard here so I'll dry out while I'm talking. Managed to pick up some booty and thought I'd show that off, do a small review, so on. For those of you who haven't seen me before, this is about as elegant as it gets. There's no glitzy text or cutaways. This is me shaving, so enjoy. A new acquisition for the barn. This is a 5/8 thiers-issard with a snakewood handle, or snakewood scales, sorry. I'll be putting up some sexy shots later. And picked up some subs and a few other things as well. This is new, apparently, to the market. Martin de Candra. It's according to the sales guy, who was exceptionally patient with an Anglo who could barely speak French and lost his internet connection, so Google Translate was an out. Managed to, between the two of us, with my poor French and his far superior English, worked out a few things, and I've used this a couple of times. I'm impressed. The Thiers, this is the maiden flight after an aborted attempt. Factory edge is still factory edge. It's not shave ready. For those of you who are looking at a new straight razor, make sure that the razor is indeed shave ready. And just because it was sharpened from the factory means nothing. So, without further ado, let me get to this. I am fresh out of the shower, so little tip for you guys who are learning to work with the puck subs as opposed to the cream subs. Lay a little bit of water on top before you go to scrub it with your brush. You'll soften the top a little bit and it'll get a little easier to get your initial soap laid in. So what I'm doing with this one, because it's so tight to the top of the jar, just a light scrub, and then I'm just kind of pushing the bristles this way to try and load them a little bit. Of course, my brush has been soaking in water as well. And then to my bowl to try and work up the lather. That needs a little more water. And while I'm doing that, this has got a nice mint and lilac scent to it. Sales guy tells me that with daily use, the expectation is 8 to 12 months for that container is not unheard of. And I'll have to go back and look at my receipts. I think that was 58 euros. So it's not cheap, but then again, it's not something that I'm buying a ton of. So I've also found that this face lathers quite well, so I'm just being fussy today and using a mug for the hell of it. And for those of you who are going to look at this and go, I can't believe how easy it is for him to generate that kind of lather, you haven't heard me talk before, I have a water softener, so it's a little easier. Not impossible. A lot of it's technique. If you're finding that it's really a problem, try distilled water shave. You can get a jug of distilled water, and most grocery stores, drugstores carry it as well. All right, so one last thing. So this went through a 1000 grit to establish the edge, 4000, 8000 Norton stones, following with a 16K shafting glass stone for the final. And this is carbon steel, by the way. This is not stainless. So if you do happen to pick up a thiers, anybody that speaks French or French subscribers, I apologize. It's not thiers-issard. That's the Anglo pronunciation. It is thiers-issard. And that's wrong, I promise. Somebody is going to put in the comments, either here or on Reddit, the correct pronunciation. Please defer to them. My French is from high school. It's 20 plus years old and was not done in a French-speaking province. So. This has got a very pronounced scent, by the way. There is no doubt that you're using this one if you've got it. Some of them are like, I can sort of smell something. And now, having said that, it's not overpowering, it's not girly, it's not nasty. It just is. Now, the other thing is, I've not tested this, so this may be one pass and I switch over to something else. So here we go. Okay, I still know how to sharpen. And if the camera's doing what it usually does, this sounds like it's tearing. It's not. There's absolutely no pull. There's a little trademark symbol in the back of this, and I keep looking at it and thinking that I've got a water spot on the back of the blade. So if you see me giving it a weird look, that's why. Maybe 2 cups of coffee before I do this wasn't a great idea. I actually have a slight muscle tremor, so you see me shaking, it's not nerves. So there's your width the grain pass. And of course, my usual comments. Never do a pass, whether you're shaving with a double edge, single edge, or a straight edge. Or hell, even, a cartridge razor. Never do a pass without lather. This is lubrication, this is safety. Failure to do this is just unpleasant. Now, most people do an against the grain, a cross grain, and a with the grain pass. I don't know if it's just I'm lucky or I've gotten used to it, but I typically only need 2 passes, one with and one against. If you're starting out, this is not what you want to do. This can be ingrown hair country like crazy. Leather is cheap. It's not hard to put on. Don't be a twit. That's better. These long passes that I'm doing, by the way, are not necessary. There's nothing wrong with doing stuff like this. Something somebody else asked me is sometimes it looks like I'm doing a double pass with no lather. What you may not see, and it gets hidden by the camera, is there's a small skein of lather that's gotten left behind that I'm picking up with just part of the blade. To give you an idea of how delicate you can get with the blade, I can do something just that fine or finer. Now, unfortunately, yeah, that was a dry notch. That area is usually insensitive and I'll probably pay for it later. Just not happy with that section on my neck right here. It's one of those things, most of the grain on my face goes straight down, even through my neck. This patch right here does not. It goes this way, and it's bare. I'm being somewhat contrary today about this, because I really... better. It's one of the other things about long, wide sweeps. It looks really cool, but sometimes you end up missing and skipping, so double passes, triple passes, whatever. So, oh, by the way, what you're not seeing, every time this gets dropped down or put down from my hand, it looks like this. Reason? If you have this knocked off the counter, two things are going to happen. One, your instinct is to catch it. You would much rather catch it like this than like this. The other thing is, if it hits the floor and it bounces, or it hits your foot, and then, or bounces up into your leg, it feels a lot better when it's closed. And I don't know if a naked blade that, you know, can remove large segments of your face or anything else it comes in contact with. It also means that if you do drop it, you don't wreck a blade. And if you go through Wicked Edge, you will see that there are some people who have posted the I just did the stupidest thing. And we've all been there. Some of us have been luckier than others. So this is just a clear water rinse. And if you notice, I'm gently wiping down with the grain. Pushing against the grain here will potentially force the now very closely cut hairs up and underneath the skin, causing them to grow out through the dermis, epidermis, causing razor bumps, otherwise known as sucks. Alum block, not everybody needs it. I found that this helps sterilize any little micro cuts. Also remove some of the water from the surface of the skin, causing it to tighten, reducing again the possibility of razor bumps. Some people rinse it off. I don't. I just wait for it to dry slightly, and then with a towel, and again blot in this case instead of rub. You've already removed a fair amount of dead skin from the surface of your face, so it's a little more sensitive than you might be used to through your regular day-to-day. So yeah, again, these are steps that you may or may not need. I have a very low humidity environment, so 2 to 3 drops of jojoba oil, and that's all it is. Got it at a health food store. And apply to the face like so. If you've overdone it, using a paper towel to blot off the excess, which I actually have, or just a regular towel, if you don't mind. The reason it's jojoba oil and not something else is it's a wax ester, and it's relatively close to your body's natural sebum or facial oil. So instead of making your body go nuts trying to replace that, it's more like a gentler transition. So there you go. After that, you can apply aftershave if you want. I use my own homemade brain lock, you gotta love it. I use my own bay rum mixture. If you search on Wicked Edge, you'll see I've done a couple of write-ups on that. Art of Manliness actually has a good recipe as well if you search there. So there you go. This is as pretty as I'm going to get, so there you go. So if you do get a chance, what the hell's the name of it? Martin de Candra, if you can find it. I like it. I think it's going to wind up in my regular rotation of soaps. And until next time, there's more coming. I've got picks from Planet Razor. I'm going to do a little write-up for them as well on Wicked Edge. So look forward to that in the coming little while. Till next time, I'm Beetlejuice. Keep them sharp.